Okay, so yesterday we have seen how to connect to the data source, and we have worked with only one data source. Today I will tell you how can we work with more than one data source in Tableau. So let me give you an example over here. I have a data. I have a small data over here by the name data sales. Right, I have a small data over here by the name data sales, in which I have some electric, a sheet with the name electric, and the book. In the book I have the region, which is north, south, east, west. I have the name of the state, and I have the book sales of that particular state. In the electric I have the area which contains the data north, south, east, west. I have the name of the states, the electronic sales, and the profit. Point to be noted over here is in state, in electric we have the state Odisha, which is not there in book, and in book we have Jammu, Kashmir, and Bihar, which we do not have in electric. Right, for all those who have worked with SQL, the join will be very simple, and you can see the simplicity you are getting in Tableau, because in SQL when we create the join, we have to write a command, we have to write the query. But here in Tableau, without writing any query, without writing any command, you will be able to get it. Okay, so let's do it, and let's get connected to this data source. Here is Tableau, and so let us get connected to this data source. I will go to the data source. I will say Excel. I will browse for this file. The name is the data sales. I will take data sales over here, and I will say open. Now, I will take the book over here. I will simply drag and drop. If you wanted to create a join, you need to double click on it. Right? Double click on it and take the second one, that is electric, and see what happens. Oops, sorry, I have taken the electric once again. Okay, I will take the book. I will double click on it, and now I will take the electric. Here it is. Now this symbol is known as a inner join. Inner join, as you can see over here, it will represent the, it will give you the common records between the two tables. So in the books and the electric, the common records will be displayed as I have highlighted. Jammu, Kashmir, Bihar, which is there in the books, will not be there in this data. And the electric, which was only there in the, sorry, the Odisha, which was only there in the electric sheet, will also be not available over here. Okay, then okay, so electric and the books data source, the join has been created over here. Any point of time, if you want to change the join, you just click on this symbol, and you can simply on a single click, you can change the join, like left join, right join, or full join. Left means how you will come to know which is left and which is right. So this is the left one, and this is the right table. So left join, I will say left join. So you can see Jammu, Kashmir, and Bihar, which is there in books, are appearing, but you will not get Odisha over here. If I make it as a right join, we will see Jammu, Kashmir, Bihar will be removed, and I will be getting Odisha over here, which is there in electronic and not in books. I will take a full join over here, where you can see I'm getting both Jammu, Kashmir, Bihar, and Odisha. Everything is appearing over here. To give you an example, I will proceed on with the inner join, and let me close it. Here it is. So I can go to the sheet one over here. Working wise, everything remains the same. You can see I'm getting the dimension and measures for the books and the electronic. So I will like to take the state over here, and I will like to take book sales. I will go to the electronic sales, and I'm getting. So in this visual, which is on the screen, you can see I'm getting the data from two different data sources. Not only this, if I want, I can create a calculated field which is based on these two different data sources. So I can say, uh, let me right click over here, create calculated field. Let me name it as total sales, where I will say sum of book sales plus sum of electronic sales. Okay. So you can see you are getting a calculated field over here. This equal to indicates that this is a calculated field. You take the total sales over here and here it goes. Book sales, electronic sales, total sales. So in this visual, we have displayed the data from two different data sources by creating a join and also created a calculated field over here. Not only this, see the beauty of Tableau. I will take a region over here and I will take book sales. I'm getting the book sales over here and I will also like to take electronic sales. So you can see book sales and electronic sales. If you remember, the heading for the data was different. In one, it was area and in another, it was region. But as the data was same, Tableau was able to get the data from these two different sources. Okay, so this is how we can create a join. Here also I can display the calculated field over here. Here it goes. I'm getting the calculated field over here. So this is simply, we can work with the multiple data sources over here. Okay. Then let us go to the PPT once again. So we have talked about the join. Okay. Then we have another thing over here, which is known as data blending. Let's see what is data blending over here. So I will take another example. I will go to the file and let me open another instance of Tableau. Now, just the data which I have shown you, in this data, the two tables, that is electric and books, were available on the same data source. But in this one, the two data, that is the book and the electric, are appearing in a separate data source. So I will go to the Excel. I will take book sales over here, say open. So you will see I have only one, that is book, right? I will once again go to the data and I will say new data source. Again, I will go to Excel and I will say electronics sale. You can see here I am getting the data for electronics. No join, nothing I am doing over here. I will simply go to the sheet 1. And you can see if I click on books, I will be getting the details for books. If I click on electronic, I will be getting the details for electronic over here. Okay, so now let me go to the book. I will take the state. I will take the book sales and let me go to the electronic and I will also take the electronic sales. Here it goes. So I'm getting the data from two different data sources without creating any join. And how it is happening? This is happening because of this relationship. So whenever the Tableau will see a common field between the two common fields, so Tableau will automatically create a relationship over here, and this is a relationship icon which you see. So as the state was available in both electronics and books, so Tableau was able to create a relationship between the two. Let me clear it out. Yes, let's create it out and let's take another example. I will go to the books. Let me take the region and I will take the book sales over here. I will go to the electronic and let's take electronic sales and see what happens. So I'm getting an error message over here and I'm not getting the bifurcation of the electronic sales on the basis of region. On the basis of region. Why I'm not getting the bifurcation over here? Because the field name is different. In one I have region and in another I have area. The field name is different, so that's why I'm not able to get it. For this I have to go to the data, and there's an option called edit blend relationship. Here it is books and the electronic. I will say custom. By default it has automatically linked state and state. I will say add. I will link region with the area, and I will say okay. So you can see that the region and area has been linked. Simply say okay, and you can see you are getting the area, and you will see that the icon over here, a relationship icon is appearing over here as well. So for this visual, you will see a relationship icon. One is active and one has been grayed out. So for this visual, this particular relationship has been used. If you want, let us take the state also over here. Now you can see for this visual, both the relationship are being used for this particular visual. Okay. So this is how. And if you wanted to put it in a graphical format, let me go to the books. Let me take the state, or let me take the book sales. Oh, my bad. Let me take the book sales. Let me take the state. Let me make it as a horizontal. Let me make it as an entire view. I will go to the electronic. I will display the electronic sales. So I'm getting both this books as well as the electronic sales. If you want here also, you can create a calculated field. So I will say create calculated sales, total sales, where I will say sum of book sales electric sales. Say okay. And I will say the total sales over here. You can display the labels as well. Here it is. So you can see this is known as data blending calculation. So we have also done a calculation and we have not created any join over here. Okay, so the next topic which is coming up over here after join is filtering. How to filter a visual. So let me go back over here, and I have once again connected to the previous data source which we were working yesterday, and talking about the orders over here. Somebody saying something. Let me go common. Can you explain cross join? Here we do not have an example of a cross join. As I have just shown you, we have inner, left, right, and full join. Okay. Can you send PPT? I already told you, Shailendra, you will be getting the PPT and all those steps later after the session. Okay. Admin team will be sharing these things with you. And I will also try to get the admin team within the session so that they can answer all such questions. Right from me, you can ask something technical. Okay. Right. So let's talk about the filtering. I'm working on the same data source which we were working yesterday. That is the orders data source. And let's go to the filter. I will take the sales on the basis of, let's take subcategory over here. Let me make it as an entire view. I will like to put the category into the color, and let's put the category into the filter. If you wanted to filter on anything, you can just take that thing and put it into the filters card. You drop it over here, and here you will see the options. So whatever you want, if I don't want office supplies, you can remove the office supplies from here and say okay. So you are getting only furniture and technology. You can edit the filter. You can click over here, edit filter, and if you don't want furniture also, you can click on this, say apply, and you will be seeing you are getting only the technology over here. Right? If you want all, you can say all and apply. All the categories will be displayed over here. So you can see there are 4 tabs over here: journal, wildcard, condition, and top. So let's talk about each of this. So one is this, where you can select whatever you want. If you will go to the wildcard and you can say match values, So which contains the character M, and I will say apply. Oh, none of them contains the, let's take contains the character P, apply. Okay. Okay. Which contains the character P. So you can see appliance, arts, binder. So if the character is, if the category contains the character P, that only will be displayed over here. The category. Okay. It starts with, say, O, apply. So office supplies is appearing over here, and I will say starts with T. Technology subcategory I am getting over here. Okay, so this is how ends with exactly matches. You can put it over here, or I think it will be better instead of category, I will like to take subcategory so I can give you better examples. So we have talked about the wildcard. So let me say which contains the character and say apply. So you can see I'm getting the only machines over here. Let me say clear and apply. Everything will be displayed. I can also give the condition. So for condition, let me also display the label over here, and I will click on this drop down and say edit filter. I will say condition by field on the basis of sum of sales. So I want to display only those subcategories where the total sales is more than 200,000. So I will say greater than equal to 200,000. Say apply and okay. So this is what you are getting over here. Here it is. So again, you can click over the drop down, say condition. If you don't want this, you can simply say none and apply. All of them are visible. You can go to the top and you can say by field, I want to display top 5, apply. So the top 5 subcategories have been displayed over here. If you want bottom, you can click on the bottom and say bottom fly, apply. So the bottom 5 subcategories are being displayed over here. So this is how you can implement the filter over here. So I have given you the 4 options: general, wildcard, condition, and top. I will say reset, apply, none, apply. Okay, everything is visible over here. General, wildcard, condition, top we have talked about. Then filtering dates. Let's talk about how to filter the dates. So I will let me take the sales on the basis of order date. Let's make it as an entire view. And let me also take the category into the color. And I will take it as, okay, this is fine. We'll directly talk about filtering the dates. I will put the order date into the filter and see what happens. You click on next, and here you can see the range of dates. You can specify the range of dates over here. So you can just move the slider over here to specify. So the now you are getting the details where the date is ranging from this to this. You can ending date or the starting date can be changed over here. So this is what we are doing. So we can move the slider and see whatever we need over here. Okay. Then starting date, in this you can only change the starting date. The ending date is fixed. Then we have ending date, in which you can only use the ending date can be changed, but the starting date is fixed. Something like this. Okay. Then we have the relative dates. Relative date means with relation to the current date. So if I say, if I wanted to see about last 6 years, so I will say last, I want to get the data for last six, it is years over here. So last 6 years. So 6 years will start from 2021. So I will say apply and okay, I'm getting 16 and 17 only, because it is counting the 6 years from the current year. So that is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. That becomes the 6 years, right? But as I have shown you, we have the data only till 2017. So that is why I'm getting only 2 years over here. Okay, so that is known as relative date. Similarly, you can talk about the quarter, months, last 4 quarters, last 12 months, or last 90 days, whatever you want, you can put over here in this. So that is known as filtering of dates. Then we have something known as interactive filter. So once again, I would like to take the sales. Let me take the sales on the basis of subcategory, putting the category into the color. And I can click on this drop down arrow and say show filter. And the filter which we are getting over here is known as interactive filter. It is known as the interactive filter because it can be updated during runtime. Because it can be updated during runtime, during the presentation. How? Let us see that. So this is the presentation mode, and here if I wanted to make any changes, see technology all. Let me make it as an entire view. You can go to the standard and say it as an entire view. Now let me remove furniture. So I'm getting only office supplies and technology. Let me remove office supplies. I'm getting only technology. So this is how we can do it. So that is interactive filters. The one which can be updated during runtime are known as interactive filters. Then we have advanced interactive filter. So you can change the nature of this filter by clicking on this drop down, and you will be seeing the different type of filters over here, like single value list, where you will be able to select only one, either all or one. You will not be able to select multiple, or multiple value drop down. If you want a drop down, so you are getting a drop down over here. This is single value drop down in which you can select either all or any one of this single value. Then single value slider, which is very much useful. We can take a slider over here, and like this you can also try the other filters we have, which is known as the advanced filter. I'm going to the default one, that is multiple value list. Okay, then we have interactive date filters. Sorry, let me take the sales on the basis of order date. And let me put the category into the color, and let's make it as an entire view. And let me put order date into the filter like this. So I'm getting an interactive filter. Now here I can select whatever I want. So I have removed 15. So I'm comparing 14, 16, and 17. Let me remove. It is 14 and 16. 15 and 16. I will remove this. I will say 14, 15. So you can compare whatever you want over here. Okay, let me. So this was the interactive date filters. Then we have something known as where filters. So I can go over here. Let me this time take the profit on the basis of subcategory. I would like to put the profit into the colors, and let me make it as an entire view, and let's sort this. Let me sort this, and I would like to put profit into the filters and see what happens. Let me click on next. And here you can specify that where the profit is between the specified range, and that is why it is known as where filter. You are specifying that where the profit is between x and y, so you are specifying the values over it. Let me remove this. Okay, or you can also manually punch in over here. You can specify as 0 and say apply. So where the profit is at least 0, or like, then you can also specify at least where you are able to adjust only the minimum value, the maximum value is fixed. Then you can say at most, where you can only change the maximum value but the minimum value is fixed. I will say at most 0, so that means the one in which I have received uh, loss. So here it is, I'm getting the ones. And special means how to take care of the null values. If in this data we do not have any null values, so if you have the null values, you have an option to include, exclude, or ignore the null values. If you say null values, so only it will work on null values. If you say non-null values, that means it will be excluding the null values. And if I say all values, that means all null and not null values will be taken. Here it is. Then, so this was the where filters. Then we have, oops. Okay. The next filter we have over here is the context filter, which is something very important. So let me take the sales on the basis of subcategory. Let me make it as an entire view. Let me make it as a horizontal bar, sorting, labeling, and putting the category into the color. Okay. Then now, supposingly, I want to display only the top 3 subcategories. I want to display only top 3. So let's see how can we display top 3. I can just put the subcategory into the filters. I will go to the top by field. I want to say top 3 and say, okay, apply. Okay, here it goes. I am getting only top 3. I will also display the filter on the basis of category, the interactive filter. Let me put it to the entire screen. And so as of now, I am getting the top 3. And let me remove office supplies. So I am getting top 2, which is from furniture and technology. If I remove furniture, I am getting top 1. If I remove furniture, I am getting top 1. However, my requirement is of top 3. No matter, or I would say if I am selecting all, if I am selecting all, it should give me the top 3 from all the categories, that is furniture, office supplies, and technology. If I say furniture and office supplies, I should still get top 3 from furniture and office supplies. And if I only say furniture, I should get top 3 from the furniture. But as of now, it is not giving me the top 3. So whatever I select, I should get top 3 in that context. So that is why it is known as context filter. It is saying filter within context of the category we have selected. So how can we create it? The concept is important. Creation is very simple. You can go to the category over here in the filters, and you will see there is an option called add to context. Just click on add to context. Now show this and see what happens if I remove technology over here. I am getting top 3. Let me remove furniture from here. Still I am getting top 3. Let me take technology. Again I am getting top 3. Let me remove office supplies. Let us take furniture. Let us take all. So whatever you are taking, you are always getting top 3, which is in respect to uh, the category you have selected. Okay, so this is known as the context filter. Very important. Then the next filter we have over here is the data source filter. Data source filter is the filter which is applied on the data source. As of now, we are working in the orders data source, where I have shown you yesterday, they are somewhere around 10,000 records, right? So we are working on all those 10,000 records. However, assuming that we do not want to work for furnitures, We do not have a requirement for the visualization of furnitures, and we do not have a requirement of furniture, and assuming that there are 7 or 3,000 records for furniture. So there are two ways if I want to exclude the furniture. One is I create the visual like something like this. Let me say I am creating the sales on the basis of category, making it as an entire view, putting the category into the color. Let's sorting and labeling if required. Now I don't want to work on furniture, so I can put the category into the filter and I can simply remove furniture from here and say, okay, the furniture has been removed, but I wanted to remove it completely from all my visuals. So from this visual, it has been removed, but in rest of the visual, you will definitely see the furniture, right? So if I want to remove it from all the visuals, I have to do it individually one by one for each of the visuals. However, I can do another thing. Let me remove this. We can work with the data source filter over here. So I can right click on the orders, say edit data source filters. I can say add on the basis of category. I will say, okay, I want office supplies and technology, say okay and okay. So you will see furniture has been removed from here. Go to the sheet, another sheet, you will see the furniture has been removed from here also. From here as well, here, 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 and here, everywhere in your entire workbook. So completely now Tableau is not taking the data of furniture at all. Initially it was taking all the records, now it is excluding. While connecting to the data source, it is not considering the data of furniture's category. If you want to get it again, you can go to right click over here on the and say edit data source filter. You can just click on this and simply say remove and okay. So you are getting it back. You move to another sheet, it is back over here, 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 this, this, and this. Everywhere it is back. We are getting it back everywhere. Clear? So this is how we can implement the data source filter. So these are the different type of filters. Filtering is an important task. And here I have also given you an assignment on the basis of the filters. So which says create a bar chart to display top 10 profit making subcategories along with the categories, right? So top 10, you have to display chart to display only those subcategories and categories where the revenue is more than 200 to 250,000. We are specifying a range over here. Display monthly profit of each category should be interactive on the basis of year. Use slider as a filter, which I have shown you. Advanced filter we are talking about. And again, you have to implement a data source filter, right? Right. So let's proceed further and talking about the quick calculations which can be performed in Tableau. Okay. So let us see how can we perform a calculation in Tableau. I have already given you one example of this total sales which we have just created. So let me display the subcategory wise. Subcategory wise, I'm displaying the sales as well as the profit. So this profit and the sales. So subcategory wise sales and the profit has been displayed over here. Now in our data, we do not have cost. We do not have cost. So if I also want to display the cost, I have to calculate it. So to create a calculate fit field, as you know, there are multiple ways to do the same task in Tableau. You can go to the analysis and say create calculated field, and you simply say, you can name the field. I'm naming it as cost, where you will say sum of sales minus sum of profit. Sum of sales minus sum of profit I have given over here. Say okay, and you are getting the cost. Simply double click over here. You are getting the cost also over here. The equal to sign along with the symbol indicates that this is a calculated field. So you can see cost, profit, and sales is appearing over here. If you want to rearrange it, you can also put it later. I am not rearranging it. Okay. And another way of creating a calculated field is you can click on this drop down arrow and you will see there is an option called create calculated field. Let's say I wanted to find out the number of transactions, how many transactions has been done in each category. Transaction count. Now, supposingly I don't have any idea what formula to be written, so I can click on this small triangle over here and you will see a lot of formulas. So no need to remember these formulas. Whenever you will click on any of the formula, let me say this, you will be getting a complete description of the formula along with the example, right? So I will simply double click on the count and a count of sales I want. I can just click on this arrow to close it and say okay, and I'm getting the transaction count over here. So you can see. So there are 775 transactions over here. 775 transactions has been displayed over here. Okay. Then if you want to calculate the average sales per transaction, so again, you can click on this drop down arrow and you can say create calculated field, or let me give you, okay, not like this only. Create calculated field. I will say average, sorry, average sale. So you can say sum of sales divided by transaction count and say okay. So you are getting the average sales over here. Let me put it at bottom. So we are getting the average sales also over here. Okay. Moreover, now you see whenever you have taken sales, it has always displayed you the sum of sales. So instead of the sum of the sales, I wanted to find out the percentage contribution of the sales. So, so I can click on this drop down arrow in the sales, and you will see there is an option called quick table calculations, right? So this is the example I have given you, like calculating something cost, transaction counts, average, using any formula. These are the simple calculations, the basic calculation. The second type of calculation, let me put it in another sheet so that it will be clear. Subcategory sales. So as you are saying that you are getting the total sales over here, but instead of the total sales value, I need the sales percentage contribution. So I will click on this drop down arrow. You will see there is an option called quick table calculation, and you will say percentage of total. Here it is. You are getting the percentage of total over here. Let me also take the sales. So you will be getting the sales as well as the percentage. So the total sales done by the accessories is 167,000. And that is 7%. The percentage contribution with respect to the overall sales is 7%. Okay, so this is known as uh, a quick table calculation over here. Right. Percentage of total. Another one we have over here is, let me take the sales on the basis of order date. And let us put the category into the color. Right. So it is giving you the year-wise bifurcation of the sales on the basis of category. Now you can see there is a slight dip over here. So you can see some ups and downs over here. So I can go to the category. I can go to the category over here. And sorry, my bad. We were talking about running total. Sorry. So I was talking about the another calculated field. So I can click on this drop down. I will say quick table calculation, and you will see there is an option called running total. So this is displaying the running total over here. Running total means current plus current year plus previous year. So this is 14. 15 is 14 plus 15. 16 is 14 plus 15 plus 16. And 17 is 14, 15, 16, 17. So it is making a cumulative. So you can see when we have taken the normal sales, it was coming like ups and downs were there. But here we are displaying the running total. So it is a better way of representing the data and cumulative. So running total simply means cumulative. Previous plus current is equal to current. That is what we do in the running total. Okay, then we have one more thing over here, which is also important. Let me take the sales on the basis of category and subcategory. I would like to make it as a horizontal bar chart. Let me sort it over here, and let me click on this drop down, and let me say quick table calculation, and I will say percentage of total. And let's display the label over here. Right, so I'm getting 14%. So what does this 14% indicates? And I can also do one thing. I can go to the analysis. You will see there's an option called total, and you will say add all subtotals. Now, if you will look at the furniture, the sales of furniture is in the furniture chair is saying 14.3. So what do we understand by 14.3? 14.3 is the contribution of the chair with respect to the overall sales. So whatever the total sales has been done, the contribution of chair is 14%. Let me take the sales once again over here. And this also I would like to display as quick table calculation and percentage of total. I'm getting the same value over here. I will click on this drop down, and you will see there is an option called compute using, and you will see various option over here. I will make it as a pane down. Now see here in one visual, the percentage of chair is 14%, and in another visual, it is 44%. So what is these two percentage saying? So the contribution of chair with respect to the overall sales is 14%, and with respect to the sales of furniture, it is 44%. So that is known as compute using. So whenever we are talking about the percentage could be with respect to something. So with respect to the grand total or the subtotal. So we are taking in one example, we are comparing it with the grand total, and in another example, we are comparing it with the subtotal. And this is known as a pane. So with respect to pane, we have taken over here. So this is known as compute using. Now, so till now we have seen so many concepts in Tableau. Now let's actually start working in Tableau. The core focus of Tableau is on the visualization. So we will create the different type of visuals which are available in Tableau. And remember, yesterday we have talked about the dimensions and the measures. We have talked about the dimension and the measures. Okay, so if we will take a dimension first, let us take the subcategory and then the measure, we will be getting a tabular format. And if we will take a measure first and then the dimension, we will be getting a graphical format. So remember this thing. And with this, let's see the first visual which is coming up over here is a scatter chart. Now this chart is used to compare the two measures. So let us take the sales and let me take the profit, and you will see a bubble over here. What does this bubble represent? Let me put a different shape over here. So what does this bubble represent? This bubble represents the overall sales and the overall profit. So it is showing that the total sales done is 2297201 and the total profit is 286,000. Now let me put region into the color. So you can see that one thing has been divided into the 4 parts. So west, east, central and south. So this is what we are getting over here. I can right click on this. These are the data points. So I can right click on any of the data point and there's an option called show drop lines. So I will click on this show drop lines. So now whenever you will click on any of the data points, you will be getting a drop line which will give you an idea about the actual sales and the profit value. You can again right click over here and you can say drop lines and say edit drop lines. So I want both X and Y drop lines. If you wanted to remove any X axis or Y axis drop line, you can remove it. As of now, the drop lines are appearing only when you are clicking on a particular data point. I say I want it always. And I also wanted to display the labels over here. So I say automatically the label should also be displayed. Here it is. So now you can say it is more explanatory, where you can see the western region sales, the total sales and the total profit has been displayed over here. The total profit and the total sales has been displayed. If I want, I can also put the region into the label. So here it displays clearly. I have no requirement of this. So I can hide this card. So this type of visual is known as a scatter chart. Remember, scatter chart, when you need to compare the two measures, the scatter chart is best. And here you can also see what your chart is saying. It is revealing a very good fact over here. So the west is the region which has given us the maximum sales and the profit. Then is the east. Now look at the say south. South and central, if I compare, south has a lesser sales than the central, but the profit of south is more than the central. Less sales, more profit. In central, more sales, less profit. So which means this justifies the fact that always maximum sales does not mean maximum profit. Okay, so this is what we are getting over here, the scatter chart. Let's proceed further. The next visual we have over here is a word map. So let's quickly create a word map over here. I can go over here. Let me take the word map is used to compare the too many values. So I can put the state into the text. So you can see the name of the states are written over here. Let me make it as an entire view. I will like to put the sales into the size and see what happens. As soon as I put the sales into the size, I am getting the squares of different sizes over here. So I don't want this square. So I will click on this drop down automatic and I will make it as a text. So you can see that the name of the various states has been written in a different font size, where bigger font size indicates higher sales and the lesser or a smaller font size indicates lesser sales. I would also like to put the profit into the color. So let's put the profit into the color. Now you can see over here. And if you want, you can also edit the color. You can double click over here and say edit colors. Here it is. Now just have a look at it. Now from this visual, it is clearly visible, like New California, New York, Washington, Texas, Virginia, Florida, Pennsylvania. So these are the few states where we are getting good sales as the font size is considerably bigger. However, out of the overall states, you can see that the California and New York has the darkest color. That means they are generating the good profit. If I compare Texas, Texas has a good size. That means it has generated a good sales, but the color is very light, which indicates it has not generated the good profit. So if I see the California on the sales of 457,000, there is a profit of 76,000. On the other hand, if I talk about Texas, on the sales of 170,000, there is a loss of 25,000. Okay, Ji. Here it is. Right. So this is known as a word map. Let's proceed further. The next visual we have over here is the line chart. So let me create a line chart. Let me take the sales on the basis of order date. Oops. Let me take the sales on the basis of order date. I am getting a line chart. I will make it as an entire view. And instead of year, I will click on this drop down. Let me change it to the month. So I'm getting a monthly sales over here. I'm getting monthly sales over here. Now, so line chart is normally used to display the trend. If you want to show the trend in, so line chart along with the date is best suitable. And if you want, you can increase or decrease the size of this line. You can make it thicker, or if you want, you can make it very thin. Okay, so like this, you can change the size of the line. Let me make it quite thicker over here. It is a decent size. Okay. If you want, you can also change the color of the line by clicking on the color, whichever you want. You can change it. I'm not changing it over here. And you can also change the pattern of the line by clicking on the path, and you will see there's a line type. So let's take this one or this one, whichever you feel is more explanatory. You can take that. According to me, this is the best one, so I'm taking this. Okay, then you have the labels. So if you use the quick labels, we are able to get only this. But if you can also use this marks card and put what you want in the labels. So let me put the sales into the labels. I would also like to put profit into the label. And will also like to put order date into the label and see what happens. So as soon as I put the order date, it has become a discrete chart because of this. So I will click on this drop down and I will say month. Here, this is what I'm getting, and I can format this. So I can click on this. First of all, we can see that it looks like overfilled. Too many labels are there, so it is not making my visual more readable. So I can click on this label and you can see what you wanted to display. I just wanted to display the minimum and the maximum. So you can see the minimum, the and the maximum has been displayed. So the maximum is in November 17 and the minimum is in February 14. If you want, you can also move it over here. Okay. So this is how, if you want, you can double click over here and you can also format this label. Let me make it as bold. You can increase the size if you want. You can write, let's take sales. Sales, profit. If you want, you can also change the color over here. Let me make the color as, let's take orange. Let me make the profit as, let's take green. Let me take the color of month as, let me take it as blue. If you want, you can also change the font and all. This is how it is appearing. So this is your line chart in which we can see the trend over here. So this is a line. The next visual which comes up over here is a bubble chart. So bubble chart is used to, again, percentage comparison. You can see we use the bubble chart. So let us create a bubble over here. So I would like to display the sales. Let me take the sales on the basis of region. Sales on the basis of region. Let me make it as an entire view. Sales on the basis of region, and I would like to put the region into the color, and I would like to put the sales into the size. So I'm getting the squares over here, but I don't want a square. I want a circle. So you can see this is a bubbles are appearing. Bigger the bubble, higher the sales, smaller the bubble, lower the sales. So you can put the region into the label, and you can also put the sales into the label, and you can click on this drop down and say quick table calculation and say percentage of total, which makes a better sense over here. And if you want, you can also put profit into the label, so you will also be able to see the profit percentage. So I will go to the quick table calculation and say percentage of total. So the sales and the profit percentage is being displayed over here. And if you want, you can go to the label. So let me write it as sales profit. So this is a bubble chart. If you want to further bifurcate it, let me take a category over here. So it has been further bifurcated on the basis of category. Now, if you will see the percentage, the sales percentage is 7%, 10%. Why? Because it is with respect to the grand total. So here you can utilize the compute using, you can go over here. Sorry. You can click on this, say compute using, I want to compute using region. So now you are getting a appropriate percentage. For the profit also, you can say compute using region. Oops. Right. So this is how it is appearing over here. Okay. So this is known as a bubble chart. Okay, the next chart we have over here is a bar chart. So let's talk about the bar chart. Although it is the simplest chart. So let me take the sales on the basis of region and category. Let's make it as an entire view, and I would like to put the subcategory into the colors, and let me sort it. I would like to put the subcategory into the label and sales also into the label. So this is, if you don't want this card, you can always hide a card. It is a good practice to hide unwanted card. Right? So you can see what we are getting over here. So here is the bifurcation of the region wise and the category wise sales, which has been further bifurcated on the basis of category. This is what we are getting over here, a simple bar chart. And you know, if you wanted to convert it to a horizontal bar chart, Control W. It is displaying in a horizontal manner. Control W, vertical. So this is a bar chart over here. Okay, The next visual we have over here is a tree map. So let's see how can we create a tree map. So let me take the sales on the basis of region. Tree map is also used to compare. The percentage comparison is good in the tree map. So I can put the region into the color and sales into the size. So you can see I'm getting this map over here, the squares, and I can put the region into the label and sales into the label. So region wise sales is being displayed over here, and region wise sales. Always remember the first square will give you the maximum sales. The first square will give you the maximum sales over here. Let me put the segment into the, let's take into the label once again. So it has been bifurcated by the segment. Here it is. So in the Western region, consumer has given us the sales, Eastern consumer, Central consumer, South consumer, everywhere the consumer has given us the maximum sales. So why it is known as tree map? Just like tree has multiple branches. So let me put it in a different manner. I will like to have the sales. I will like to have the sales on the basis of region, or instead of automatic, I will make it as a square, putting the region into the color and sales into the size. And for the time being, I will also remove the region and let's make it as an entire. Now just assume this box as a trunk of the tree. Now just like a tree has multiple branches, let me put the region into the color and you will see 4 branches from that trunk. Putting the region into the label and sales also into the label. Then I can put the category from these 4. I wanted to make all more branches. So I can put the category into the details or into the label, you can say. So you can see from those 4 branches, I have more branches. Okay. Then I wanted to, from these branches, I want to create more branches. So I can put the segment into the label and I can see the further segment into the label. So I will be able to see the further bifurcation over here. So you can see so many branches. So that is why it is known as a tree map. Okay. So this is a tree map over here. Next. The next visual we have over here is a funnel chart. So let's create a funnel. So let me take the sales on the basis of region. Funnel is also used for a percentage comparison. One good thing about Tableau, there is nothing wrong. If you created a visual, it could never be wrong. The visual is correct. It is totally what you have to see. I displayed something in some different visual. Suppose I created a funnel chart, and for the same thing, you have created a bubble chart. So it is not that I am right and you are wrong. In this is, we both are right. I think it is better to represent this. It is more understandable if I put it into this. What do you say? A funnel chart, and from your point of view, bubble chart is better. So if you are able to explain your data in a simple manner, the ultimate objective is to represent the data in a more simpler and easily understandable manner. So that is why we are creating these different type of visuals. Okay, so we have taken the regional sales. We were talking about the funnel. So I will like to take the region into the color. And from here, I will take the sales and put it into the size. Let me sort it and let me make it as an entire view. So here is the funnel. Let me put the sales into the label, and I will also like to put the region into the label. So region wise sales is being displayed. I can click on the sales and I will say quick table calculation and percentage of total. Here it goes. If you don't want these cards, you can simply hide the card. So the cards has been hidden. And you can simply see the percentage contribution of the various region, where you can see West has contributed the max towards the sales and the minimum contribution has been given from South. So this is a funnel chart over here. Okay, the next we have is a advanced funnel. So let's see what is this advanced funnel over here. So let me click on this. Let me take the sales on the basis of, again, I'm taking a region over here. Let me make it as an entire view and I will make it as a horizontal bar chart and let me sort it. Okay. Now, instead of automatic, you will see there is an option called area. I will make it as an area chart. Now, just look at this visual we are having over here and just try to compare it with the visual which is there on the screen. So it looks like a half part of it. Isn't it same? Right, it's same. So now what we have to do, we have to make it something like this. So that means I have to create another half part of this. So half part of this, a mirror image. A mirror image has to be created, and it is, if it is starting from 0, if it is starting from 0, so anything before 0 is negative, so I have to display it in a negative. So for which I need a calculated field. So I will create a calculated field over here and I will say negative sales and say okay. Here it goes, and let me swipe this. Okay, so here it is. We are getting the negative sales we have put, and we are getting a advanced funnel. So this is known as an advanced funnel. Now you will see 3 sections in the marks card, all negative sales and the positive sales. So this is the negative sales, this is the positive sales. All means the entire thing. If you want to change the color, let's take the color to, suppose, so this color over here. Let's try this one. Yes, this also looks nice. Then I can go to the negative sales. So whatever I will be doing, it will be impacting over here. So I will like to put the sales into the labels. Let me click on this drop down, quick table calculation, percentage of total. Let me go to the positive one. I will like to put the sales over here into the label, and I will also like to put the region into the label. So this is how it is appearing. So this is your advanced funnel. Okay. So this is known as advanced funnel. Right. So let's see what comes next. The next visual which is coming up over here is a waterfall chart. So let's talk about the waterfall chart. So this time I would like to display the profit on the basis of subcategory. Let me make it as an entire view, putting the profit into the color, and I will like to sort it. And I will display label, we will display later. Okay, so this is a normal bar chart, but I don't want it. I wanted to create a waterfall chart. So you will go to this automatic and you will see there is an option called Gantt bar. You will take this Gantt bar over here and you can see it. It is something like a waterfall, that the water is falling from the top to the bottom. And what I will do, I will put the profit into the size. Now you will see that I am getting a hanging bars. The bar always start from the bottom to the top, but this time I am getting a hanging bar. Okay, so that is why hanging, or I can call it as a falling bar, and that is the reason it has been referred to as a waterfall chart. Let me display the label as well. So here it is, and if you want to change the direction, you can sort it like this. So this is your waterfall chart over here. Okay, so this is waterfall. Let's go to the next one and see what is there. The next visual we have over here is a heat map. Now, heat map is also very useful when you have to display too much of information or you have to compare too many values. So for which, let's take an example. I will like to take the state. I will like to take the subcategory, and I will like to take the sales into the size, and let me put the profit into the color, and I would like to take the region as, sorry, I will like to display region into the filter. So I will say interactive filter over here. I'm getting an interactive filter. Let us filter for a particular region, that is say west, and I will like to make it as an entire view. Let's slightly increase the size of this boxes over here. I think this is better. Right. And I will like to put some different color for the profit. Here it goes. Right. And let's see what is this chart saying. So you can see here is the state and there is the subcategory, and you are getting the boxes of a small of different sizes. So let's see here, we have good big boxes over here. So we can see table, phones, storage, chairs, accessories. So more bigger boxes are available over here. Out of these, it seems that the phones and the chairs are the biggest boxes. So the size of the box is indicating the sales. So it indicates that the maximum sales has been done in the phones and the chairs. So you can just point over here and also compare the color. If you see, the phone is more darker than the chair. And if I compare the smaller boxes, let's take copier, which is in size smaller than both chairs and the phone, but the color is more darker over here. So if I go to the phones, I can see that the total sales generated by phones is a 67,000 and the profit is 6,000. On the other hand, if I go to the chairs, the sales is 63,000, which is somewhat near to the phones only, but the profit is only 2,000, which is almost 3 times less than the profit of the phones. So sales similar, but the profit is less, from which we can see we have less profit margin in chairs. However, if I compare it with the copier, so see the sales of the copier is only 24,000, but in which it has generated the profit of 7,000, right? So less than half the sales of the phones and the chairs, but the profit is more in copier. So profit being copier being more profitable. So like this, we can see the is comparison of the various subcategories in this heat map. Okay. Also, so this was one point of view of looking at this heat map. Another point of view of looking at this heat map is, now just look at the states. So we have maximum number of big squares either in California or in Washington. That is, California and Washington are the major contributors towards the sale. The maximum sales has been generated from these two states. The rest of them, rest of the states are giving very less sales. Okay, so let us go to the south over here and remove this west. So what do you see over here? In south, overall, if I will see, there is a lesser sale as comparatively to the western region. Oh, let me remove this. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Now I have selected this wrong. So see south region, we are talking about the south region. Just looking at this visual, we can see that this is comparatively more distributed sales is there in the south region. Okay, in west, the maximum sales was given by just two states. However, in south, I will say almost all the states are giving, are contributing more towards the sale. Let us take the east. Right. East also we can see New York is the one which has generated the maximum sales. Rest of the states are not giving that great sales. If let's see the central. Right. Central again also shows the somewhat distributed sales. Right. Where binders, chairs, copiers, phones has contributed good. Okay. So this is how we can use a heat map, right? This is how you create a heat map. Right. So let's proceed further. Okay, so the next visual which is coming up over here is the pie chart. So pie chart, you must be familiar with. Pie chart is used to compare the different, is used for the percentage comparison. It is not new to you. You must have used in Excel as well. So let us take the sales on the basis of region. I will like to put this region into the colors, and instead of automatic, I will take it as a pie from here, and I will like to put the sales into the angle. Right, putting the sales into the angle, let me make it as an entire view. And let me put the region into the label. And I would also like to put the sales into the label. And instead of displaying the sales value, I will like to display it as the percentage of total. So here I am getting the percentage by bifurcation of the regional sales. And if you want, you can further bifurcate it. Let me take a category over here. So I have taken the category. Let me make it as horizontal. And this is what we are getting over here. I will name it as region. Or sorry, not region, pie. Good for percentage comparison, the pie. So this is how we are getting the pie over here, the pie chart. Okay. The next visual which comes up over here is the map. So let's see how can we create a map in Tableau. So this is also very simple. It's a single click and you will be able to get the map over here. So to create a map, you need a geographic field. I think in the yesterday we have talked about the various type of data we have in this Tableau. So this is a geographic field we have, which has the longitude and the latitude values. So I will simply double click on the state to get the map. Here it is. You can see I have simply double clicked on the state and I am getting the US map over here. Let me put the sales into the label. I would like to put state also into the label, and I would like to put the sales into the color. So you can see, and also I would like to display the sales as quick table calculation and percentage of total. It makes more sense. Here it is. Now see what this visual is showing. So here we can see the uh, state-wise sales. So in which we can see the color is indicating the sales volume. So the maximum sales as the, you can see the California appearing in the darkest color, which means the maximum sales has been generated from California. Next number is New York. So somewhere you can see the percentage, 20, somewhere around 20% is the sales of California, sales contribution of California. And if I talk about New York, it is somewhere around 13% is the contribution of New York. Okay, so this is how we are simply, it's a single click and you will be able to get the US map over here. If you want, let us also try to put the profit into the color. So here it is, which states, the sales percentage, California and New York being most profitable, Colorado, Texas, and these are less profitable. Florida also being okay. Florida, if you see in the tooltip, Florida has given us the losses of somewhere around 3,000 is the losses of California. So this is how we can, I think sales was the better option. It was giving a better representation. So I will put sales into the color. The final thing which I wanted to share with you is how to create the dashboard. So let's quickly move toward how to publish this reports. To publish this report, we need to use Tableau Online. Tableau Online is a tool which is used to share your visualizations. So for that's what we will be requiring. Can we change the map from US to India? Definitely. It has, because I have the this US data, so that's why it has taken the map as US. Let me show you that as well, as you have asked the question. So You can go to the map. There is a map option over here. You will go, there is an option called edit locations. And here by default, the country is USA, depending on the data. So you can click on this drop down and you will see India over here. So you can select India over here. But as of now, if I will do it, my map will be no more available because here I have the details of US. So as of now, I'm not doing it, but depending on the data, you can change this. Okay, I have canceled that. Okay. So let me name it as. Okay, so we are talking about a dashboard. So you will see like at the bottom, there's a first icon which I was using. This was of the a new worksheet. To create a new worksheet, the icon next to it is of a dashboard. Let me click on this dashboard, and when you will go to the dashboard, this is the interface, and all the worksheets which are there in your workbook will be appearing over here. So what is a dashboard? Dashboard is a collection of worksheets on a same page. In Tableau, you cannot have more than one visual on one page. In one worksheet, you can have only one visual. But dashboard allow us to put multiple visuals on the same page. So to create a dashboard, let me see. Okay, let me quickly create few more sheets over here. Let me see if I can utilize some. Okay, I will quickly create few sheets so that I can give a better example of a dashboard. So let me name it as category, where I will like to take the sales on the basis of category, putting the category into the color. Let's sort it, label it, make it as an entire view. I will hide the card from here. I'm hiding the card. Let me take another one where I would like to display the subcategory over here, where I would like to take the sales on the basis of subcategory, putting the category into the color. Let me make it as a horizontal bar chart. Let's make it as an entire view, sorting, labeling. All right. And I don't want the card, so I'm removing the card over here. Let us take another one where I would like to take the sales on the basis of, let's take segment over here, putting the segment into the color, and let me put the sales into the size, and I can put the segment into the label and sales also into the label. I would like to display the sales as quick table calculation and percentage of total. I can further bifurcate it on basis of category, and let's sort it and let's make it as an entire view. You will see the percentages coming with respect to the grand total, but I want it with respect to the region, the segment. So I will go to the compute using segment over here. This is what I am getting. I don't want these cards, so I'm hiding these cards. Right, so this is the segment. Let me create one more. I would like to display the sales on the basis of order date. Let me put the category into the color. Let me make it as an entire view. And right, that's it. I would like to put the category into the label. I don't, let me leave that. So let me name it as year. Okay, then, okay, what else? Let's take one region wise also. So, or we will utilize this. I will utilize this over here. I'm just changing the names so that I can remember there are so many sheets. So I just, that's the reason I have changes the name over here. Right, so I will show you the state 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have created 6 sheets for my dashboard, which I wanted to put it over here. So let's go to the dashboard, and so these are all the sheets which I want. So you can simply double click on this state, right? Or you can also drag and drop over here, region, segment, this is subcategory, this. Here it goes. So this is your dashboard. State, category, segment, region, subcategory, year, all are appearing over here. But I don't think that it looks presentable. My dashboard is not appropriate. Notice few things over here. First of all the sheets are getting aligned in the center and left and right space is lying vacant. Second point, notice that the cards over here. Notice the cards over here. I always ask you to remove the unwanted card, and that is the reason over here. If you will not remove the unwanted card, they will be appearing in the dashboard, and now you have to remove them individually. So if it is better if you don't need a card, please remove it in the worksheet only. Right? So first of all, I will remove these cards. So I don't want this, I don't want this, and I don't want this. Okay. Now, always remember the size should be automatic. And see what happens now. See, your visuals are being displayed in the entire screen. So comparatively better, but still there is a scope of improvement. So let me take it over here. Let me put the category over here. I will like to put category over here. Let me reduce the size. Let me reduce this. I would like to put this over here. Let me put I can simply drag and drop it over here. Over here. Okay. So this is how it is appearing. Let me see if it's all be adjusted over here. Can be. Right. So now see your visual. It looks comparatively better over here. The visual is more appealing, the dashboard. And here, if you feel like that this individual headings doesn't make sense, so you can remove this. You can put a dashboard title over here. So let me put a dashboard title. I will name it as right. You can do some formatting over here. Let me increase the size. This you can change the color over here. Say apply. Okay, here it is. You're having more appropriate title. And let me remove this individual title. So you can simply say hide title. So you will see your visual will be getting more space. So it will be more appealing over here. Right. So this is how you are getting it over here. Let's try to put it over here. It takes too much of space. It's better over here only. Okay, so this is how we have created a dashboard. This is your dashboard over here, but this is a static dashboard. Let us try to make it some dynamic. So you can use any of this visual. Let me take this. You can click on this drop down arrow and you will see there is an option called filters, and I want to have a filter on the basis of category. So I can put it on the basis of category and let me display it. Now just try to change this filter and see what is happening. When I am changing this filter, only the respective uh, visual from where we have created this, from where we have created this particular filter is being impacted by this. Let me make it as all. And but I don't want this. I want that all the visuals should be impacted by this. So I will click on this drop down arrow, and there's an option called apply to worksheets, and I will say all using this data source. Now see what happens. Now you remove office supplies. You see it has impacted all the visuals. Let me remove furniture. All the visuals will be impacted by this. Let me say all. Everything is being displayed over here, right? And here you can utilize the advanced filter. So you can use a slider over here and you can drag and drop it over here. So it will be more appealing, because if you have noticed, some space was lying wasted over there. Okay, and I can name it as, sales DB. Right, here it goes. So this is what we are getting over here. And let me also quickly tell you about the different objects. So there are few dashboard objects over here. Let me also talk about this. So there are few dashboard objects, like let's take the text over here. I want to put some text over here. Let's take, let me put some text over here. So I will say, I will name it as category. Category interactive dashboard. If you want, you can change the colors. Increase the size of it. You can change the font. So whatever formatting you want, you can do it. Let me say okay. Here it is. So like this, you want to put your name or anything which you want, you can do it over here by the text. Then if you want to put some image, you can also put an image. You can take an image object over here. So let me take an image over here. You can say choose an image. You can browse for your company logo or anything, your signature, whatever you want, you can put it over here. I would like to take the Tableau logo over here. So I have taken the logo, and I will say fit and the center image depending on the size allotted. Here it is. So I'm getting a small Tableau logo over here. Right. So this is how it is appearing. So the text and the image. Then if you wanted to give a download option to your user, you can also add a download button over here. So with which your user will be able to download this, or in simple words, this will be a screenshot sort of a thing. So you can click on this, click on the drop down and say edit button. I wanted to export to as a image. If you want, you can also select the PDF or the PowerPoint. For an example, I'm taking it as an image. You can say the button title over here, say get right. Any background or all formatting you wanted to do, you can do it over here. And here it is. You can reduce the size of it, make it more smaller. Here it goes. So let me show you this. And here you have a button of get me. If you will click on this get me, it will ask you to save this. I will say sales DB, save. It has been saved. Let me go to the desktop once over here. And here it goes. So you can see the image of the dashboard is there with you. So you can use it as per your requirement. Then we also have a navigation button. You can put a navigation button over here. If you want to navigate to any of the particular sheet, you can use this navigation button. Let me say edit button. Navigate to let's say I want to go to this heat map, any button style, say heat map, heat map, and say okay. Here it goes. Now you click on this, it will take you to the heat map. Okay. So like this, you can use the navigation button also over here. If you have multiple dashboard, you can also create a navigation from one dashboard to another dashboard. Okay. Then for other, I have to give you another dashboard. Let me take another dashboard. Always remember the first thing which you do when you come to the dashboard is making the size as automatic. Make the size as automatic, and I will display. Let me take the state over here, and along with this I wanted to display the web page. I will say google.com, and I don't want this card. I can close this card. No thanks. So here you can see in your dashboard, along with the visual, you are also getting the web page. So if you wanted to search for something, or if you any your company website or anything which you want to put over here in the web page, you can get that also over here, right? I will say like California. So you can see you will be getting some details about it. So anything if you want to search, you can search over here. So I just wanted to show you that you can put a web page over here within your dashboard. Now, if you want to put some gap between the two visuals, so in this and this, there is no gap. So there is a blank object in which you can put some gap between the two. So there's some gap between the two visuals. So that is the blank. Then blank navigation, download, web page, image, text. Okay. Then we also have a alignment over here. So alignment. Yes, we can do that alignment example as well. So I will click on this. I will make the size as automatic. Let me take the category and the subcategory I have taken over here. Let me make it like this. Yes, looks better. And I will like to go this a filter over here. Filter on the basis of category. I will look for apply to worksheet, all using this data source. It is correct. Now let me go over here. Now just focus on the screen area. If I will say both the visual are sharing around 50% of the screen area. Let me remove office supplies. Let me remove technology. Let me take all. No matter what is being displayed over here, no matter how much data is there in the visual, what does the visual says, but the area allotted to the visual is constant. It is not dynamic. I want that the area should also be dynamic. Depending on the number of bars, the area allotted to the respective visual should increase or decrease. Okay. So this. So let's see how that thing can be achieved. Let me clear it also. For this, we have alignment over here. I will take a vertical alignment over here, and then I will take the category and the subcategory. Let me put the category at the bottom. Category and subcategory, I will show the filter on the basis of category. Now remove office supplies and see what. Just see the screen area. It is somewhere right 70-30% contribution. I will remove office supplies. 50-50. Let me remove technology. 70-30. Let's take all. Let me remove furniture. Right? So you can see that the data, depending on the data, the visualization is getting changed. Okay, then, so this is the vertical alignment. As of now, if the height was increasing and decreasing, if you take the horizontal alignment, the width was the width will increase or decrease. So depending on the visual, we can take either vertical or the horizontal alignment. Okay, and last but not the least, let me give you one more example of this, the extension. So extensions are the added functionalities, or you will see, we can call it as extensions are the visuals or the tools or the visual, I would say, which are not the part of the Tableau, but they have been created by some third party vendors. And if you wanted to add it, then you can use this extensions over here. So let me give you an example. So my bad. A subcategory, and I will take an extension over here. Now you will get two things: extension gallery and my extension. If you will go to the extension gallery, it will take you to the Tableau website. Right, it will take you to the Tableau website, and you will see the dashboard extension, and you will see so many. You can also see by this, by, so you are by you are also getting the name of the creators of this respective visual. So there are so many visuals over here. Right, you can take any of the visual. Let's take this data table, and so this will display the data in some more formatted manner, a different format. So if you want to add it, you have to download this. So as of now, I'm not downloading it. You can download it. And one was extension gallery, which has taken me to the extension. And if I will go to the my extension, it will give you the access to the extension which are there in your on your machine. So I will go to the download. This is the not download, sorry, documents. I will go to the documents. I will go to the documents. Under the documents, you have a folder called My Tableau Repository. My Tableau Repository, in which you have extensions, and under the extensions, you can see I have already downloaded this data table for you. So I can take an example of this. Here is the data table. I will click on this drop down and I will say configure. Let me say choose your worksheets. I will specify I want the maximum 100 records to be displayed and simply say save. Oh, sorry, I want to say underline summary. I want save. Here it is. I'm getting the subcategory, category, subcategory wise details in a tabular format over here. So this is a displaying a tabular format in a different manner. It is over here. So this is known as extension. So I can click on next or the previous and I'm getting the details. Okay. So this is about the dashboard. And so we have talked about the dashboards over here. And in the dashboard, I would also like to share one more thing with you. Oh, one thing I have missed out in the dashboard. The first thing which we do is making the size as automatic, and you will see there are two layouts over here. One is the tiled and one is floating. So by default, it is tiled. And tiled, if you take any visuals, let me take state, category, region, segment. So whatever I am taking, it is utilizing the screen space automatically. Automatically, it is taking the space. However, let me clear it out and I will say floating. Now you take the state, category, region, subcategory, segment, year. So it is not getting automatically adjusted. I have to adjust it manually. Sorry, right? Whatever you don't want, you can remove this. Right? Like this, you can do it manually over here. So here it is a one-time effort, but you get more flexibility so that depending on the requirement, you can see which one will be better for you, which layout will be better for you. Okay. So you can see here we have put in a floating layout over here. So things has been done. So this is our, so this is the visual which we have created over here. So let me put a title as well. Right. Here it is. This. Now you can also use one more thing. Let me click on this. You will click on this drop down arrow. In the previous example of the dashboard, the sales dashboard, which I have created, I have used the filter. I have added a filter over here, but you can, instead of adding a filter, you can also say use as filter. Click on this, click on the drop down arrow, say use as filter. You can take this and say, click on the drop down arrow, use as filter. You can take this, click on the drop down arrow, say use as filter. You can take this, click on the drop down arrow and say use as filter. And here it goes. Now see what happens where I have clicked. Right. Now it is giving the details of all. You clicked on technology. Your visual is talking only about technology. You click on furniture. It is talking about furniture only, right? Consumer. Let us take California. This is what we are getting over here. Okay. So that is how we have created a dynamic dashboard over here. As of now, we are using Tableau Public. So in Tableau Public, we will not be able to put it over here onto your local machine. You will be able to put it onto your this on the cloud environment of Tableau, or you need to have a Tableau desktop over here. Okay, here it goes. Sorry. Okay, and one more thing which I would like to share about the, I think in the previous in the yesterday's session, I talked about the device interactive dashboards. And let me go to the in Tableau. You can also create device responsive visuals. Okay, you can create the device responsive visuals where I have taken this. You can create the device responsive visuals. So if you wanted to see, you can see there is an option called device preview. And if you will click on the phone over here, so here it goes. So if someone opens your visual on the phone, this is how it will be looking on the phone screen. So a person has to scroll a lot to see your visual, right? Which will be very not very much user friendly. So let's try to make your dashboard device responsive. Right, for this you can also select the phone model over here. You can select whichever phone. Let's take iPhone, this which is 7, 8 plus, whatever. Right, so let's take, this is our phone over here, and I can simply double click on it. Let me say okay, and you will see there is an option called fit all. So everything has been fitted over here, and see all the visual are appearing in a same screen area. But as of now, as you see, it is not very much readable. So I have to do some changes over here. So let me put category over. Let's take the subcategory and put it over here. This is the subcategory. Let me put the category over here. Let me reduce the size. And let me also remove the title size over here. Title is visible. Okay, so I don't want this navigation button over here. Neither I want to give this download button. So I'm removing it. I would like to put this at the bottom. Where it's going. I can remove this as well. Let me put this image over here. And if you want, you can also put the title of this text over here. You can reduce the size of this. This, and right, to certain extent, yes, it is comparatively more readable now. Here it is. So you can see this is how your visual will be appearing on the phone, right? And on the phone also it will be this. So I have changed, done some changes. That's why it is impacting only this. So that is how it will be appearing on the phone, right? So you can create device responsive visual. If you want to add tablet layout, you can click on this. You can see tablet. So this is how it will be appearing on the tablet. But if you want to add a tablet layout, don't forget to click on add tablet layout. So now you have the default. It is how it will be appearing by default for tablet and for the phone. This is how it is appearing. Let me go to the default one. Okay, so I hope it is clear. And so this is how we create a dashboard. Last but not the least, I promised you to give how to create a dashboard, which I have provided over here. The last additional thing which I will like to give you over here is the story. The story is the final product of Tableau. Story is the final product of Tableau. Story is the series of the visuals. So just like dashboard, in story also you have to make the size as automatic, and you have all the worksheet dashboard which you have created appearing over here. So let me take, you can simply do drag and drop over here, sales. So if you want, you can remove this card, but here from here you will not be able to remove the card. So you will have to go to this and say hide card over here. So that is the reason I told you to remove the cards, so that it will not create a problem later. Right. Here it is. You can take the state wise, then let me take the region. You can before it, after it. You can take the segment before, after, between, wherever you want. You can take the year, you can take the category, you can take the subcategory. If you want, then you can take the dashboard over here. Here it goes. And these boxes which you can see on the top, these are known as the caption boxes, where you can write your comments. Anything you wanted to say about your visual, you can put it over here. Right? Like suppose in this visual, I wanted to say California has given max sales. Anything which you wanted to write over here. So then if you wanted to write something like East and West are the major contributor to sales. So you have a full leverage to write, if you want to write something about this visual, your comments, what you wanted to say about this. Let's say we can see over here is, I will say max revenue has been generated from consumer sector, and so on. So let's see the story over here, which is the final product. Let's see. This is the story, and this is how you have to present it. So assuming you are presenting this visualization, so you can say, okay, here we have bifurcated the sales on the basis of the state. So we can see that the California has given us the maximum sales. Proceeding further in the region-wise bifurcation of the sales, in all the categories, it has been observed that the maximum sales has been generated from the west and the eastern region. South has contributed minimum towards the sales. Proceeding further, we can see consumer has contributed max towards the sale in all the categories. Further, we can see there are certain ups and downs in the sales in the 4 years. Technology being the maximum contributor towards the sales. Phones and chairs being has provided us the maximum revenue. And finally, we have the sample store sales summary, which represents the state sales, which represent the state sales, category, subcategory sales, segment wise, category wise sales we are getting over here. Year wise sales has been displayed over here. Right? And if you want, you can also go over here to the layout. You will see there is an option called layout. My bad. There is an option called layout over here. And if you don't want this caption boxes, you can also have a numbers instead of this. If you also want to remove the arrows, you can remove the arrows. Now you are getting just the number 1, 2, 3, 4. And even if you don't want the numbers, you can, instead of number, you can have a dots over here. Okay. Or you can only get the arrows over here. Clear? According to my point of view, caption boxes are better because it gives you a option to write your comments about the visual. Okay, right. So and another thing, after creating the story, the next part which comes up over here is sharing your visualization, for which we use Tableau Online. So maybe when we come across another session, we can talk about that as well. But here, corely, we focus on the visualization part of Tableau. Okay, and we focus on the visualization part. And I hope that now you are at an Tableau is no more a stranger for you. Tableau is not a stranger, and now you will be able to create some visualizations in Tableau.